Hello, what's up? How's everyone doing? I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. Whether you're at work, whether you're at school, whether you are playing StarCraft 2 HotS, which is kind of what I'm doing. I'll be honest, I do go to school, I do work, I do have a family. Well, okay, that last part that last part was actually a lie. I don't have a family. What I meant to say is I do things with my family. That's kind of the way. I guess I just thought of it the wrong way. But I have been playing a lot of HotS beta. Of course, I'm a Protoss player, and you know, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. I was very frustrated before because I felt like Protoss was very weak. Kind of just didn't really fit what I wanted it to be, and it was not really fun because I kept losing. But things have changed. The carrier is back. The Warhound is gone. There are a few buffs to the Mothership Core as well as a few other Protoss units. Of course, the Tempest is still in, so you do have the option of going carrier or Tempest, or you can go carrier and Tempest. But the most important part is the Warhound is gone, guys. Now, the Warhound isn't gone temporary or permanently. This unit can always return whenever the hell it wants to. But the thing is, it was way stronger than any other unit, and it was kind of like a Colossus. You just selected it, you A-moved, and you just killed crap and just, you know, ran over your opponent. And I don't think that's the way that Blizzard wanted to make the Warhound. I felt like they wanted to make it more of a support unit for the mech race, or for the mech units of Terran. Not something that you can just grab and attack into anything. So definitely gonna try to rework it and design it a little bit better, and hopefully bring it back to HotS. I have no problem with it coming back. Just don't make it so damn strong, and kind of work well on it. But anyway, enough about the little balance things and myself. Let's just go ahead and introduce our players, guys. This is a Terran versus Protoss. We are on the map Akilon Wastes. And we have in the upper left side, spawning in as our red Terran player, he is QuanticTheognis. And in the right side of the map, spawning in as our blue Protoss for Team Liquid, we have Liquid'NonY. And Liquid'NonY is a very familiar person. I was going to say familiar face, but I've never seen him in real life, so I can't say that. But he's a familiar guy. He was probably the best foreign Brood War player in StarCraft 1 Brood War. Maybe the best, or one of the best players in Brood War. I don't know. I don't want to go way too far out of my range and just say things I'm not really too sure about. But he was definitely like the best Brood War foreign player, period. I don't think a lot of people can argue with that. Of course, him and Hydra were very good and very close in terms of skill, as well as Major, who was Ghosty Terran. Well, that's a lot of information. But we are in the game of HotS, Heart of the Swarm, StarCraft 2 Beta. Liquid'NonY starting early, trying to go ahead and give himself a little bit more motivation to go ahead and try to get good at the game and you know, post some results and learn the new units and see what's going on with Protoss. So hopefully he's going to go ahead and stay motivated and, you know, show us some good amazing StarCraft 2 games. That is what I'm hoping for, because he is definitely someone that is extremely talented. And if he puts his mind into it, he can go ahead and, you know, just post some results and get some good games in. But QuanticTheognis is a guy that's so underrated. He is actually a Terran player who is currently living in the Quantic Gaming House, which is somewhere in Southern California. I can't give away the location. But he is in and out, just completely grinding out games, Wings of Liberty games, Heart of the Swarm games, custom games, just very motivated to go ahead and become one of the best players in the world. Yeah, world, not NA, but he wants to be one of the best players in the world. So I'm really curious to see what he's kind of been thinking, what his brain is processing in terms of, you know, units, and what he can do with his strategies and different kinds of tactics. We're going to definitely have to look out for that. But let's talk a little bit about the opening so far. Theognis grabbing a gas, getting a starport, getting a factory. Actually, a lot has happened so far. Very quick medevac out on the map right now for Theognis. Barracks is completed, so... Okay, so Bunker is in position. Now, this is cool from Theognis because he hasn't yet expanded. This is nice little pressure that we're going to see, you know, a nice little Hellion drop coming out from the Terran player. Probably best to go ahead and expand behind this. You don't want to go way too all in with the size of a map. And, okay, so he is in fact going to go ahead and expand. So nice little opening here from Theognis. Meanwhile, in the base of Nonny, he did go for that pretty quick Mothership Core. Of course, it gives you Purify, which powers up the mothership, allowing it to gain a powerful weapon that deals 25 damage for 45 seconds. Energize, which is of course recharges the energy of target unit or structure to maximum. Mass recall recalls all units owned by the target. Okay, the mass recall is easy, but let's not miss this drop, guys. There's a drop going to go ahead and happen into the main base of Noni. We see some Widow Mines, actually 1 Widow Mine and 2 Hellions. Nice use of this Widow Mine. So theognis right away is kind of trying to experiment here and see what's going to go, what the Widow Mine is going to be used for. Kind of a flank maneuver here as we see some Hellions moving into the main of Noni. And if we look at the units lost very, very quickly, 3 probes were killed there for Noni. 150 resources, of course. So nice little harassment being done there by the Terran player. And his expansion pretty much going to finish up in time. So cool opening from the Terran player. Not all in at all. Actually double expanding. So he's going to be on 3 base very, very soon. I love this option from theognis. Giving himself a nice little economic advantage early on in the game. It does not hurt at all. As long as you can go ahead and defend any kind of 2 base timing if the Protoss decides to do that. But Noni going to go ahead and expand himself. So far, structure-wise, we do see 2 gateways, a robotics facility, and there is a robotics bay. So most likely going to be very quick Colossus. I'm curious to see how he's going to go ahead and transition out of it. Is he going to go ahead and commit to Colossus, or is he going to go maybe 1 and 2 Colossus and then transition into some kind of Templar tech? But there's the Hellions again being dropped into the main of Noni. A few more probe kills are going to go ahead and get removed. I don't know if removed is the right word, but I think he killed maybe 2 or 3 more probes. So nice little victory there from theognis. And Noni getting a Stargate as well as a robotics bay. Now, does he have any idea there's a Banshee on its way as I look strictly on his vision? If we look in the main base, okay, so he knows there's a Banshee on its way. So that's probably why he went for this quick Stargate. Phoenix, of course, they're like the best counter against Banshees. So not a mistake at all from Noni. Sees the Banshee tech and just tells himself, okay, you're going to go Banshees, I'm going to go ahead and make some Phoenix. Now let's look at the composition that theognis is going for. We see Marines in production. Nice there by theognis. Siege tanks are going to get mixed in. Okay, so siege tanks, I don't know if he's going to go, okay, he's not going to go mech. If he was going to go mech, he would probably be adding on like 2, 3 more factories, making some Thors and even an armory this time in the game. So looking like it's just going to be a Marine tank, so just, you know, it's your typical bio play. But siege tanks aren't really used, or were not used a lot in Wings of Liberty for TVP. Mech was just not used at all, period. So I'm seriously just thinking like theognis, are you going to go mech in, you know, TVP and the Warhound's gone? I don't know if that's a good idea, man, but, you know, we'll see what he does. But yeah, I mean, Marine tank, pretty good composition so far from theognis. We do see some Marines here just controlling the watchtower. If there's any kind of pressure or any kind of timing that Noni might go for, theognis will definitely be on top of it. Noni's expansion has been done for some time. Okay, so Noni is going for a very quick 3rd expansion. Does he know that his opponent's expanding very quickly? No, he does not know. So Noni going lots of tech, be it Stargate, be it Colossus, and very quick 3rd expansion. So this is, I don't want to say it's risky, but it's definitely greedy. Noni doesn't really have a lot of structures to kind of defend this expansion. If we look at the units tab, he does have 5 Stalkers, 1 Phoenix, and a Mothership Core, and 2 Colossus. So he should be okay to defend any kind of push if theognis decides to do that. But we're not really seeing anything like that from the Terran player. He is just hanging around the map with the Marines, just scouting for any kind of proxy pylons, any kind of hidden expansions. Just something that a lot of Terran players need to do, be very, very map aware, and theognis is very much on top of that. And in the production tab for the Terran, Armory is on its way. We do see Stim is being started as well as 1-1 complete. 1-1 should finish, actually +1 for the weapons is going to finish a little bit sooner than the armor. Not a big deal at all. But the Scouting Phoenix from Noni, so intelligent, so smart. Even though he made the Phoenix, you will see so many players tell themselves, okay, a Banshee's on its way, I'm going to make Phoenix and defend. But hold on, there's a few Marines here maybe moving their way into the 3rd expansion of Noni. Not going to do too much, maybe 2, 3, maybe even 4 kills killed in that engagement. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about is the Phoenix play that Noni does. He is actually probably one of the players that started using Phoenix early on in the beta and was someone that kind of, what's the word, kind of just was a player that enjoyed using Phoenix. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. He just used a lot of Phoenix in the beta. So Another thing that I want to talk about is the Phoenix for Nony. He didn't just make Phoenix and tell himself, okay, he's going to make Banshees. I'm going to go ahead and make a Phoenix and defend against a Banshee. He held the Banshee and sent it for a scout. You don't see a lot of players just send Phoenix to scout when they see a Banshee. They're just, okay, I'm scared. I'm going to go ahead and defend because I'm worried about any kind of additional Banshee harassment into my economy. So that's definitely something to note when using Phoenix as a Protoss player. But theognis, man, he is just building a load of units. 142 supply for the Terran, 137 for the Protoss. Nony going to go ahead and incorporate a Warp Prism into his strategy. We do see a bunch of Colossi on the map, some Zealots being warped in. Upgrades-wise, 1-1 is completed for the Protoss. 2-1 is going to finish here very, very quickly. As I look at the Harvester count, 76 probes for Nony, 70 SCVs for the Terran. So he's doing a pretty good job of chrono boosting the probes and you know, having some kind of economic advantage. But at the same time, theognis sending a few Marines here. Now Nony does scout this, but at the same time in the bottom left, we see theognis moving in with a good amount of Marauders and Marines as the mouse just goes crazy. And Nony doesn't have anything to defend against this in the natural. He only has 2 Stalkers, which are going to get completely cleaned up. As you see, theognis just stimming a few of his units into the main base. Meanwhile, some units into the natural being warped in right now for Nony. Some Zealots. And that's overall going to get cleaned up, but units lost. 49 units lost in total, so that's many more probes lost there. So a very good harassment here being done by theognis. Huge props to him for doing that. And he was just able to just flank out towards the right, catch the units out of position, and just send some more units into the natural. But at the same time, theognis is going to go ahead and just be even more aggressive, sending some medevacs into the main base right now. Zealots being warped in. Marauders and Marines are going to go ahead and get dropped. Meanwhile, it looks like Nony was able to clean up a nice little attack here towards the center of the map. But theognis, man, he is very much map aware. He is everywhere around the map, into the natural, into the main, just moving across the map. And Nony's telling himself, okay, bro, you killed a lot of my probes. That's not cool, man. He might actually just go for a little bit of pressure or a counterattack. And he's going to go ahead and expand at the same time. That's kind of what Nony needs to do. He can't just sit in his base and lose probes and not do anything about it, because theognis' economy is just going to be much stronger. But is theognis upgrades? How are the upgrades looking for the Terran player? 2-1 is done. 2-1 is done as well for Nony, so both players pretty even in upgrades. Looks like Blink is about to finish as well for the Protoss. I love the fact that theognis is trying to use the Vikings to go ahead and kite against the Colossi. It looks like there might be an engagement going on, though. One Colossi almost going to go down to the yellow health. Blinking forward is going to be Nony, trying to focus down some of these Vikings, but he knows that that is a lot of units. He can trade, but he does not know if he's going to easily be able to win the fight. So very nice decision for Nony to go ahead and just pull back and try to catch up back in the economy. And he has. I mean, 64 probes compared to the 70 SCVs. It was something like 50 to 70 a few minutes ago. And that 4th for Nony is going to finish here very soon. So far, this game is honestly back and forth. Even though theognis was able to do a lot of damage into the economy, he is still looking very strong, as well as Nony. And Nony might actually engage into it. Not the best angle at all for the Protoss. Siege tanks are actually doing a lot of damage. Stimming is going to be theognis. Colossi trying to do some damage as well. Blink is done again, not really using it, but the Vikings are being focused down, or the Colossi being focused down by the Vikings. Huge win for theognis in that engagement. Nony falling down all the way to 128 supply, and it's all about the army engagement. The positioning of the units for the theognis was just so superior to the way that Nony was thinking about it. I mean, he had charge, he had stalkers. I don't blame him at all in that regard, but he was able to do a lot of damage. But again, looks like Nony just going to go ahead and warp in some Zealots into the natural expansion of the theognis, forcing a command center to lift. So nice harassment there from Nony. Taking out a lot of SCVs. In fact, looks like theognis 82 units lost, so Nony doing a lot of damage, but at the same time, theognis 181 supply, 114 supply for Nony, warping in some Archons to try to do some damage. But I mean, 3-3 is 3-3 done? No, but 3-3 is going to finish here very, very soon. About 75% complete. Looks like the Colossi in the high ground going to be able to do some more damage, and I don't know. Nexus looks like it's going to go down for Nony, and theognis just running through the Zealots, the Stalkers, and the overall composition of the Protoss player. Nony's still technically mining off this 3 base, as we see this expansion, but I think that theognis is just doing a lot of damage. 89 supply for the Protoss, 169 supply for the Terran. I mean, he can try to make some more units. His economy is not good, but it's not terrible. I mean, he is mining off this expansion, which is going to get spotted very quickly by theognis. Just sending in some Marauders and Marines they're definitely going to die, but we'll be able to get a few probe kills here and there. So nice use of some, you know, nice little army using for the Theognis. Ghost Academy on its way, as we see the Terran player going to go ahead and take a 4th expansion, still making Vikings. Theognis is just everywhere, macroing like a boss, moving across the map like a boss. And Nony, you know, he's not playing this terrible, but that army engagement for the Theognis went so much in his favor. And when you lose that much of an army as a Protoss player, it is so hard to build that kind of a strong and powerful army. And it looks like Nony will be able to lose the 4th expansion. Actually does lose the 4th expansion. Some Zealots and Stalkers, or just some Zealots, Archon, or Templar, and Colossi going to try to do some damage. Storm is not done, and the Theognis just running in, focusing down all the units of Nony. Good game gets called by Liquid'NonY. Theognis super aggressive in this matchup, and specifically on this map. Very, very well played by both players, but Theognis just came a little bit on top in this game. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the cast. Please follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/QuanticPromise. Follow the players, of course. Liquid'NonY is at Tyler Waskaleski. Have fun trying to spell that out. Theognis is at QuanticTheognis. So, thank you very much for tuning in. I will definitely be uploading a lot more Heart of the Swarm beta replays. You know, the sooner I get them, the quicker I'll be able to upload the replays. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for today. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.